he's slain. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slain. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slain. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, 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 Go7.
Hey, how we doing? How we doing? Go7 here, king of the penguins. Excuse me. Let's see if we can stalk anyone in live. I might play live. We'll see. Active games. There are 2 games, huh? One that just started between 2 Olafs in standard. Okay. I did enjoy my Memorial Day. I got sick, but I still enjoyed it. I played a lot of well, maybe I should show that game off. Well, I played a lot of Pokemon Rogue. Or Poke Rogue. I could show that off a bit, I guess. Maybe another time. It's a free game. Run on a website. Just kind of like Advanced Wars by Web is. Hello! PokeRogue.net. I know everyone's favorite tier 2 mirror match. Look at this starting cruiser, huh? That must just be for boosting battle copters and transport copters. But what's the boost do? I guess it boosts so you can hit here with your battle copter. I'm not seeing a useful boost for the transport copter. I guess if you hop in with an infantry here, you pop out here, and then you can unload onto this mountain. Or you can get popped out here and you can boost onto the mountain. Although you don't need to, you can just go here to reach it. Fair enough. They'd be cruising along from them copter boosties. It's true. Uh-oh. I don't know what this, Oh my gosh! I guess we got desynced. So much stuff happened. Any problems with the stream? It doesn't say there's any problems. You're here now? I just started. It does make Von Bolt very sad. And Rachel. And Sturm. Because you don't want your supers hitting that cruiser. Who cares about the cruiser? You're just chilling. You would like to make it clear that Fluffy was here first? Fluffy was here first. Ooh, we have the first tank. It does come out in time to delay this capture, which is pretty nice. We're gonna have to reload that because those infantry all said they had already moved. The cruiser's there so that copters can get boosted by coming out of this airport. And I think it makes it so a battle copter can then reach to interrupt a capture on this city, I guess. Copter, I don't think it actually goes anywhere that matters enough that it can just do anyway. Maybe this capture. Yeah, it's just for fancy copter boosts. Because you can load copters on the cruisers. And since unloading is a free action, just immediately unload them. In advance, where's my weapon? If it was a carrier, yeah, you could boost planes. Or just constantly desyncing from... Oh, okay. There's stuff moving. Build the tank here. I guess the tank from here is not amazing. Just keep tanking from here. Maps don't take advantage of the cruiser boosts enough. Well, it's mainly because it's hard to do it in a way that doesn't just force it. And you don't really like hurting missile-based supers for a gimmick. If it was something you could do without hurting the missile COs, then people would probably do it more. Ah, yes, we had the... This is the BAAB tank order, huh? Player 2 got the first tank. Player 1 got the second and third tank. And then player 2 is going to get the fourth tank. Ooh, this tank doesn't cover this capture. This guy can just kind of go for this. No fear. Built so little cruisers. Hey, everybody. Yeah, cruisers are kind of bad. I've tried to make them work. You think I should color swap them? I think you're right. I'm going to favor... you... the Olaf mirror, the penguins battle. Should we change the terrain? Does that help them pop out? This map doesn't actually look so bad here on Days of Ruin. You don't like the Days of Ruin one? It's not so bad here. I kind of like their mountains. They're very spiky. But I agree. I've kind of grown fond of the desert one. But the shoals are mighty bright. The desert is worse? Alright, I'll come back to you. You picked that Quack Cup one? Wow. Yeah, we have our tanks kind of chained together here. Not quite, but they weren't chained together, but they're covering each other. Chaining together is when you build a tank after like 2 turns in a row or more. So they're always covering each other, guaranteed. The Days of Ruin terrain has the best water. He's radioactive. Yeah, I think Max could definitely do some work on this map for sure. He does enjoy the base light and just have the vehicles smack into each other. I like the desert one too. I didn't notice how bright the shoals were until someone pointed it out to me, and I was like, you know what, those are mighty bright. So they could dim down the shoals and the desert terrain a little bit. I'd like it even more. Well, the trees, they're cacti, right? You're hanging out with a cactus. Oh, the new design map challenge or map design challenge or Discord map challenge, I think that's what it's called, is up. It's for making a high funds map with an infantry only base or more, one or more. I've submitted 2 maps so far. So you guys better get on it. One of my maps was very gimmicky. It was just both players had 6 bases and they were all infantry only bases. And there were like 10 comm towers. But the second one is a little more effort put into it. You make an infantry only base by making all of its terrain tiles next to it inaccessible for vehicles. So you can make them ocean tiles, you can make them river tiles, you can make them mountain tiles. That way, only infantry or foot soldiers can leave the base. Gimmick map is for infantry only challenge, yeah. Yeah. It's frozen fire, but the fire part is elite speak. Yeah, that one has an infantry a foot soldier only base. Frozen fire without lead speak in standard, just for high funds. It's for high funds. It was a fog cup. Do you play it in standard? It's in standard? Is the recon still there? Yeah, Javier mirror match. Javier would be banned. Sturm would be banned. Sammy would probably be banned. I don't know if we want... The meteor lightning fences are basically pipe seams. Except really long. It was 10 in total. There's no recon in standard? Wow. Wow. The disrespect. They should... You have too much vision with the recon in standard. Yeah, that's true. Recons do look like ducks. We don't have a recon in this game, but they do look like ducks. They do both go honk honk. There you go. Okay. We have our tank chain occupying this city. This tank can't reach, so this is pretty much untouchable. You could almost lock this guy in. I mean, actually, you could-ish. Like, this guy can come down here, and then the tank can smack from here. I don't think it's really worth it. Because this guy... there's no way to cover this tank from getting... Yep. So, I don't think Cold Ice is going to be able to do much over here. Other than just, like, take the city and be happy. And keep the pressure going. Down here, things are looking pretty good for Yellow Comet. Getting the city is really nice. We'll see if it's holdable. They both have a copter now. So we'll see if they just try and copter each other to death, or one of them goes for an anti-air. Yellow Comet's currently ahead in income. Wow, by quite a bit. I do want to continue research. Oh. Yeah, up 2k at the end of the turn. It looks like only 1k is going to be captured by Cobalt Ice. You know, Pennsylvania, I agree. I think there should be a terrain type that has negative terrain stars. You don't want to be on it, but you also don't really want it next to it because it makes it easier for people to sacrifice units into you and stuff. Yeah, I don't know what the error message was all about, really. Negative terrain star is something that exists in Wargroove. Now in Wargroove, well, actually I should hit F11 so you guys can see more. In Wargroove, it's an even bigger deal, of course, because you've got commander units, which if a commander unit dies, then the game just ends. So that means that people are kind of encouraged to sacrifice absolutely everything in order to kill that one unit, which makes it really dangerous to put them next to negative terrain star terrain. Want a Pokemon ditch? So, you mean like you want a one-way, terrain? That'd be kind of interesting. Had the base skip for the copter, but up 2k. I mean, I think that's probably worth it. Base skipping for the copter is kind of unfortunate, though. Negative stars would be interesting as your defense would rise with decreasing HP. I guess technically it would be less negative. It wouldn't ever go positive, but it would get less negative. I don't know if it works like that in War Roof. Yeah, double negative for Lash. Yeah. Ooh. That's a dangerous spot to stand. We're doing like a double swing in here. Yep, there's the double swing in. That's a lot of tank backup. So this one's going to be pretty safe. I think the lights will be fine as long as they don't kind of dive in here. As long as they just like focus on taking out this tank or something. Like these two. And then bring in all the reinforcements. This infantry can get tagged by this copter, so a little oops. There's nothing covering it. Lash super being toxic. Who'd have thunk? Nice. Okay, what's the plan? What's the plan, man? Let's go for it. Tag. It's a nice hit because it's the most forward infantry, which makes it not great for captures anymore. His artillery really wishes it was over here right now. How this all goes down. It has to stay in the cities. Are we gonna swing with this tank too? No, that one's gonna back up. Well, I think it's fairly likely that this can sack in and the full health take this guy out. Not guaranteed, but pretty likely. That might even be guaranteed. Who knows? Because it would have healed for 20. Oh, it's definitely not guaranteed. This will basically just... So 2 hits from the... So the counterattack and then the follow-up hit will be about exactly as much as this repaired. There's only 1 comm tower. It's definitely not guaranteed. There'll be about a 30% chance. But with the infantry smack to follow it up, I think it's probably going to go down. Pretty gutsy to go for this capture here. But maybe the idea is it's going to shift this infantry away from threatening this guy. Okay, and that makes a lot of sense. You need to have an answer for this copter. You probably don't want to have to rely on just your own. Pop. Swing. Attack from the city. Maybe, maybe not. Whack. This nasty copter. I think the anti-air covers, right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the tank doesn't threaten that tile. The anti-air can fairly safely protect against the copter from there. You probably wouldn't stick around with this guy, though. Probably sack in, tank kills. Oh, we can't do the infantry smack. That makes it less safe to go for. Oh, this guy didn't go for this interrupt, so that must be the 7 health tank's job. Done. 18k in the bank. Base light 18. Actually, you only need 17k if it's base light to go tank, infantry, copter. So we could go anti-air infantry copter if Yellow Comet wanted to. Or just save up some cash. Yeah. This is definitely where you would prefer to have sacrificed into 2. At least I think so. Yeah, well, as soon as someone reaches 17k income in base light, it usually means copter, tank, infantry every single turn. It's just a really hard composition to beat if you have less money. You can beat it, but it's a lot trickier. Because tank copter can go for composition wins, where they just dive in and kill all your anti-airs. They kill everything that can hit the copters, so the copters can win the day. They'll kill everything that hits the tanks, so the tanks can. You could go infantry and medium tank, but that tends to lose the copter spam of the opponent. You could even call that class. You can also mix it up, of course. In general, a more well-rounded composition will eventually win out. Assuming all the parts get to, work together seamlessly. I'm not sure why the anti-air is taking this long route. I guess it's just in preparation for if this copter does eventually, if it changes to go down here. But this, from over here, the anti-air could shift down. So, a little weird. That's okay. This was a double tank buy, which is also rather weird. It does float 4k, which will leave 21 in the bank. Which isn't enough to do too much. That you couldn't just do at 17k. It's almost enough for medium tank artillery. But not quite. often in these Olaf mirrors, the person who gets the first super gets a really large advantage in the game. For two reasons. The first one is when you use the super first, you have your +10/+10 stats, and your opponent has 2 damage on all their units. So all of your combat on that turn is looking really nice. They're injured, you're buffed. And then they get their super back, but in that situation, they've got +10/+10 stats, and you both have +10/+10 stats, and you're both at injured health. So they don't have a huge like advantage swing turn in terms of the strength of the units, really. And then, since you use the super first, your super comes off cooldown first, which means you get to gain more charge. You get like a whole turn of yours where your opponent doesn't gain any of the charge, which means you have a charge advantage going towards the next super, and you kind of just keep getting, or you can keep getting the super one the first time. You'll get the first super of each era. Era is not the right word, but you'll get the first super, and you'll get the second super, third super, all that. And it tends to just kind of snowball. The snow doesn't impede your movement because you're Olaf, and that's his day-to-day, unaffected by snow, but rain affects him the same as snow would for others. We have seen copter boosties. Look at that. This one also got boosted, I think, but it's kind of just sat around here for a bit. Yeah. The other thing that makes them really annoying is when the supers go off, it of course damages all the vehicles, which is nasty, but it also hits all of the foot soldiers. And those are what you need to go for captures. So all of the captures in the game become slower. It gives each player more time to respond and stop them and everything. So it becomes very difficult to gain a lead. In general, I don't like mirrors. The best mirrors are the ones where either the normal power or the super can be viable. That way you don't quite have that same rush to get the first super and get that permanent charge advantage and everything like that. Like, I'd say a Drake mirror is better than an Olaf mirror. Because you can use the normal power or you can use the super to effect. Kind of a Kindle mirror can be the same. Eagle mirrors are not the best mirror. At least they usually end faster than the Olaf ones. Mega Man and Vinicius over there at ends. I think the Jake mirror is okay. Is both the normal power and the Super C effect. For Max, I feel like the normal power kind of overshadows the super. a little too much. Maybe Jess is alright. Andy mirrors are pretty funny, but not the most fun to play. I like Sturm mirrors. I don't really like Bomb Bolt mirrors, but I like Sturm mirrors. You hate Max mirrors the most. Hey, Shadow. Things look very bloody over here. Can almost hit the cop for free. Quite though. Feel like you can block off the access for the anti-air. Not in a way that can't be cleared. Yeah, the cruiser's it's there by the map designer's choice. Opening game. As someone who played 5-star mirrors in a row, you also hate those mirrors? I don't think I've played 5 in a row. I've played a few in a row. I enjoy them because you can be so aggressive. So the problem with Von Bolt mirrors is that city camping is too good. Because unless you have like triple comm tower, you will not. Or maybe it takes, no, I think it does take. Does it take triple or does it just take double? You can see with one, you do your 45, and then you can if you double max roll, they live at 1%. It's literally impossible to get a 2-hit KO. That turned into Spooky Penguin. Sorry. You got 2 comm towers. 42 to 48. It's probably in the 50%, 40% range, something like that. Ah, Spooky Penguin. You can min max. So I think with 3, you'll probably have the guaranteed. $46 to 51. Hit for 4. You go to 6. And 46 plus 55 is enough. So with triple comm tower, you can get those guaranteed kills. But anything less than you lose out. So city camping is really good in the Von Bolt mirrors, and it's kind of toxic. It's not as good in the Sturm mirrors, because in the Von Bolt mirrors, you're really good when you're on the cities, but if you're not on the cities, you can still just kind of die. But in the Sturm mirrors, you can kind of camp wherever you want, so you can have these really big brawls that can kind of ignore the units that are camping on the cities a bit, because you can take a hit from them. Be fine as long as you eke out your kill somewhere. Javier mirrors are even worse. Those are pretty rare. But I think Javier mirrors. Well, a lot of that will come down to where the comm towers are. If the comm towers are contestable, then the Javier mirrors can end very quickly. I do think it was a wise decision to fall back. Tank count over it for Yellow Comets pretty healthy. Ooh, kept in range of the opposing copter. Outside the range of the anti-air. Yes, in the Javier mirrors, you can use powers to overcome the defense. You can use your super to get the guaranteed, and the normal power will give you a chance. And then, while you have your normal power active, you can also stand on not amazing terrain and still be pretty strong, kind of like Sturm Cannon and Sturm Mirrors. Javier can't, or that Von Bolt can't quite do in the Javier, in the Von Bolt mirrors. Von Bolt mirrors, it's basically cities or bust. Sometimes you can get away with forests, but it just makes it really awkward. If your opponent if a Javier has 2 towers, the game is basically over. Unless you can immediately take one of those towers. Then you don't need their super. They're just so strong. Of course, if they make it to your HQ with an infantry and they pop their super, then yeah, you can't hurt them. Okay. Yellow Comet also falls back here, while maintaining a property advantage, and looks like probably going to get another one. We'll see how long that property advantage is maintained. This is a pretty nice tank count. 3, 4, 5. I think the artillery can kind of just like fire here and be safe though, for now. A little bit of damage says nuh-uh to defense. It does do its flat damage, yeah. Nuh-uh. Well, Yellow Comet's front shifted away from the top, so Purple Ice gets to decide whether or not to front shift to follow, which could be pretty dangerous depending on where everything lands, or to just kind of attack into the top where Yellow Comet just left. You were expecting a mapping stream? Saw my new maps? I did encourage people to make their own high funds maps with foot soldier only bases. That is true. Kampai is sometimes playable on tier 1's high funds because of Hawk and Olaf. He's a tough cookie to crack, though. Tough cookie, a tough nut. Don't crack your cookies. You were expecting a lucky viewer to have a chance to enter the war room with me and have a casual match? You bet Sensei mirrors are a lot of wacky fun? You would be betting wrong. Unfortunately, Sensei mirror matches are oftentimes heavily influenced by spawn position. Because when the map's deciding where to fill the or put the infantry into the cities first, it reads like you would read a page from top left and then down, and then top left and down, top up down, or like, you know, left to right, top to bottom. And that matters a lot once you're reaching those unit count limits, which you're going to do a lot when you're playing Sensei. So what'll happen is if you're down here, the front lines are like here, right? They're to the left and they're to the top. So it'll fill up here, and then 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 it will run out because now you've hit the unit cap. So all these other cities, most of which are in the back, did not get infantry, but most of the ones you spawned were on the front lines. But let's say it's the reverse situation, and you're this Sensei. Well, it's going to fill up here, and it's going to fill up here, and then it's going to fill up here, and then it's going to fill up here, and it's going to fill up here, and then boom, you're all full up. You got a single infantry on the front line. Everything else is in the back. Having to trudge forward while your opponent gets to fight with all those new infantry. And then let's say you trudge forward and you got another Sensei power. Well, you still have all those infantry standing around back here, occupying your unit count. So the Sensei down here, the bottom right, gets to place more foot soldiers on the front lines, while the Sensei on the top left keeps getting them the back lines and keeps getting pushed back and losing cities and stuff like that. So the Sensei mirror is no fun. Unless you're really good at managing your unit count. You get to run in here, smack the artillery. I'm surprised there wasn't anything placed here to try and protect it. That's okay. It's not so much a problem unless... I mean, it's technically always a problem for Sensei if he spawns up here instead of down here. But it's just the most evident when you're playing in a mirror match. Super next turn seems very likely. I mean, we could in theory see a super this turn, but it wouldn't be an amazing super. There's going to be times where you'll be playing and you're really desperate for hitting your super, and that's when you're going to be looking at, oh, look, they have a copter and I have tanks. I'll just send my tanks into the copter and get charged. I don't know when the second army contest is closing. Or anything like that, yeah. I can ask Kimita later. I don't think Kimita's on right now. Hachi cares about unit cap. He just doesn't care. He doesn't have to care about where spawn order happens. Question in the chat. When does the custom army? Let's see if you made a response. They're picking the finalists. Nice. The poll. Yo. Speak of the Humida. You've been summoned. The question was Keaton Fox. By the way, has anyone heard when the second army contest will be closing or new poll? Oh, they're playing the Humida map. Ooh, Neotech out on the field. 2K income. Looking really nice for Yellow Comet here. Gold Ice floated a ton of cash last turn, though, so you're probably going to see a Neotank to fight the Neotank, or maybe going straight to a bomber. The voting will start sometime soon, TM. Soon. All the busy work has to be finished first. Guessing it's gonna be a bomber or a Neotank. There's only one anti-air currently, but a bomber's a lot harder to repair after being hit by an Olaf super. Oh yeah, we were talking a lot about mirrors. Because we're watching one right now. Always go bomber for the memes. I'm with you, King Rex. Mirrors are the worst. There's the bomber. So personally, I would not go for this strike with the copter. It's a quote-unquote free strike, but it makes it so the copter is way up here in the top right, rather than with the rest of the army when there's potentially a fight about to happen. And hitting an infantry is probably not worth not having a copter around if a fight happens. Ah, he meta dislikes the eagle mirror the most. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I think the Olaf mirror is probably the most common. The Sammy mirror is not so bad, I guess. You overcharge enough to get the super first here. The Hawk mirror is awful. The Grim is the best mirror. At least the Grim mirror I wouldn't say is great, but it's definitely one of the better ones. I don't see too many opportunities for getting charge here. Like this tank can hit this tank. These tanks could have hit this copter if they wanted to, I guess. But it doesn't look like Yellow Comet can get the charge. I guess this anti-air could have killed this infantry, and then this tank could hit this tank. I still don't think that's enough charge. Just 2 tank hits. Try and get 11,000. Fluffy says it's not the worst. Sonya Mirror. Yeah, Sonya Mirror is not so bad. Unless you're fighting Fluffy. If you're fighting Fluffy, it's a Sonya Mirror in picture only. Because Fluffy max rolls every time. With like the worst luck CO ever. Basically playing a different CO. You have to give a nod to grit mirrors. They can be pretty funny. They can be pretty funny. It's your most hated mirror? Not that fun. They can be very stally. Combat mirrors. Kindle mirrors aren't so bad. Which is good because there's a lot of them. Hit the like button all at once. You only like Hawk mirrors when they blender into you? Oh yeah, I love Hawk mirrors when my opponent hits their super as soon as they get it. They're like, oh, I got it. Click, and I say, oh, I hit the super back and heal up all your damage. And hit you. Yeah, those Hawk mirrors are fun. And that's when someone learns why Hawk mirrors are awful. So, as soon as this super became like available, it should have been pressed. You can see what I was talking about, where now all of these units get injured, and this Olaf's units are still nice and happy, and they have full health. They got full health. They have plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 stats. So they can go for more strikes, or stronger strikes and stuff. Although, in this case, there wasn't so many they could go for, except apparently attacking this poor infantry. You can get away with power first, yeah, if it gives you a bunch of kills. It's got to give you at least more than like a medium tank and non-high funds. And this is where the bomber buy is a little more awkward than the Neo tank buy, because the Neo tank, it gets hit by the super, and it can spend just a turn on a town or a city to fully heal. But the bomber will never heal. Oh no, the double infantry buy. That's painful. So the idea behind the double infantry buy is like, aha, I took less damage from your superpower, right? Instead of having my vehicles I would buy take 2 damage and I have to pay the repair cost on the next turn, I just buy 2 infantry. But what this ends up doing is it's like, I just skipped a turn of reinforcements for like essentially pocket change gain. And it can make you lose any of the brawls you're currently having. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe if I have the Neo tank go in. And you're recovering. But here, yeah, I can heal up. This is a little awkward because like this anti-air doesn't cover this tank. The bomber can kind of just come in and hit it, and then the anti-air can hit it. But again, there isn't, because a couple of ice didn't miss out on that turn of reinforcements. It's not like they'll be reinforcing units to help with this fight after that attack, so it's probably fine for Yellow Cup. Join tanks together. In your last Eagle versus Olaf, you got Lightning Strike before Winter Fury and you still lost? You must have taken some serious losses to get the Lightning Strike first. Olaf does make Eagle sad, but usually Eagle can win out anyway. You gave him both comm towers for the lightning strike? Desperate times. I guess this is really okay to trade the anti-air for the copter, since that was the only copter that Yellow Comet has. Yellow Comet's actually really low on units. I didn't even notice that. Oh my gosh, it's... So they're equal in vehicles, because it's 15 to 25. But Cobalt Ice has 15 infantry against 5 infantry. So the 10 unit advantage is all infantry, which does mean that these captures are probably going to go through. So while this fight's looking fine, for Yellow Comet in the middle, everywhere else on the map, not so much. Bombers are kind of a weird choice. The anti-airs will soon be ruling. You got Lightning Strike before Olaf while being even on kill to death? They must have been real close. I think Olaf's going to win too. You see that charge advantage? You see that? It's ridiculous. They put an anti-air range of your airport for that. Adam, it always depends. Sometimes you lightning strike during the snow. Sometimes you wait. Sometimes you wait a long time. And just subsist on having the threat of the lightning strike. Like Reimer has got a famous game that was Eagle versus Olaf and just sucks up like 3 Winter Furies without using the super, just constantly building up the army, and then eventually unleashes at like max units to have a game-winning lightning strike. These anti-air buys are going to be really nice. Yes, pretty soon, if not already the case, yes, there's no tanks left for Cobalt Ice. So these anti-airs are amazing. They beat the copters, they beat the infantry, they beat the bombers, assuming the anti-airs are together. Well, Cobalt Ice is probably going to get some captures here. There's going to have to be a big shift in the composition. Otherwise, the anti-airs will reclaim the map. Yeah, it was quite the game that Reimer played there. It was on Verdun, I think. I know, the anti-air domination. They come for us all. Build a medium tank and build 2 tanks. It's really satisfying to watch a good lightning strike. Yeah, I would have liked to have this 8 health infantry join with this capture and have the 6 health infantry get the kill here, and then we could block out this tile. I agree. Just because if any of these captures go through, it's going to take forever for Yellow Comet to take them back. Definitely getting really close to overextending over here. Careful. Goblin up the infantry. Good strike from the HQ. Okay. Well, I think the strike from the HQ would be cute. I think it would be a mistake. Maybe not. Maybe it would be fine. I guess there wouldn't be enough infantry to block it. The fear. What happened? The fear would be if you go here, you kill this infantry, and then they can block you off as this bomber goes and kills the other anti-air. But there wouldn't be enough infantry around here to actually do that. This is probably a free kill. Take the range. We join cap here. The fighter. Right, get this city. This city. Probably. Not yet. Not this one. Not this one. Oh. Danger, bomber, danger. The danger in the bomber, for the bomber here is fighters move 9. So as soon as it's 2 tiles, if it gets to 2 tiles away from a bomber, suddenly the bomber cannot escape it because the bomber moves 7. Fighter moves 2 more. The bomber cannot escape it unless it gets units to get in the way. Pop. Yeah, it was a blundered battlecopter. What's this bomber gonna do? Safe. Ish. Medium tanks. Yeah, this battlecopter really. It's not gonna. I mean, it does kind of matter, but it doesn't matter too much just because the composition is already so anti-battlecopter, like quadruple anti-air in a fighter. Whoa. Well, that's not what you'd want to do with this fighter. I don't understand that movement at all. But it's really good news for the bomber. Now the bomber can go do stuff other than just like straight retreating behind units. It looks like Yellow Comet's trying to protect the base. I don't know why Yellow Comet built a tank, honestly. The opponent's composition is bombers, medium tanks, a single anti-air. I don't think a tank's a great buy here. Copters would be good. Artillery could be good. Medium tanks could be good. Probably don't need more anti-air yet. The B-Copter does live. Thinking it's lucky stars. Five to refresh that. Well, this is a little interesting for Yellow Comet. This Neo tank kind of has to come down here, but also it really doesn't want to enter into the bomber's range. But if it doesn't come down here, then the medium tank can just kind of clear this stuff up. We also have a huge problem, and that's that this anti-air doesn't cover this anti-air, and this fighter also doesn't cover this anti-air. And what that means is like this bomber can come in, kill this tank. Medium tank can come in, kill this tank. Probably with this helicopter's help, and then this bomber can hit this anti-air, and the infantry can interrupt the capture. It's just a huge blowout. The Neo tank doesn't even reach to hit medium tank because the bomber's in the way. The copter does die, though. The fighter can't. It's going pretty well, Eligatua. Not an amazing trade. I mean, it's still a pretty good trade. But the bomber wishes it was at full health for sure. I'm gonna have to find a day to finish up that Ocarina of Time randomizer run. It's sitting there unfinished. I'm definitely looking forward to the summer. I'll have time. Well, I thought I was right at the end. And then it turns out I needed all of the spiritual stones, right? There's like I've been trying to find the long shot, if I remember correctly. You think this is GG? It's looking pretty rough. Fighter does get away with the attack, which is nice. I found the final item, and then we went up to Ganon's castle, and there was no rainbow bridge. And that's when it was like, oh, also have to get the spiritual stones in this one. Looking good for the penguins. It could be looking better, but it's looking decent. It's looking decent. Gonna be the first super for the second round. Second round of supers. First one again. Although there's not too many attacks that will be available to take advantage of. Wow. I take that back. That Neo tank has got nerves of steel. I guess it's okay because the idea is like the fighter is standing here. So any attack can be hit by this medium tank. So that medium tank can get bopped by a bomber. It is quite the line of infantry, though. So my thinking here, if I was Cobalt Ice, is I'm gonna kill everything that can deal with my medium tanks, and I don't care what happens to my bombers. Transport copter. So it's like medium tank strikes, bomber strikes, medium tank over here. And then we're going to have to find a way. Maybe this doesn't work because you can't find a way to actually hit this Neo tank. Yeah, I guess it doesn't work because you'd want to go bomber plus medium tank. But I don't think you can kill the 7th health infantry. I guess you could just go bomber plus infantry to kill it. And the medium tank just hits the 7th health Neo tank. That's not amazing though. It does seem to be the way that Cobalt Ice is thinking. Kind of hard to go back on it now. You can strike and then cover with a artillery, which is kind of nice. Whoa, okay. I'm not as thrilled about that. Just because now this 8 health medium tank is still around and is a threat. Very important. Well, I guess it's not really that important. But you'd like to have the anti-air. Not there. But around to attack the fighter after it goes after one of the bombers. Even though you don't have any air units left. Stop this. No. Bad Olaf. Such a huge hit to the tempo to just build 2 infantry that skip out on minor repair costs. It's day 20, so there's 10 more days. But it is kind of tough for... I think I probably would have hit from over here. Bad penguins. Bad. Well, there's 2 more captures to start threatening soon. So this is looking mighty good. Well, the unit count was even larger earlier. Most of it is still infantry. Up by 8 infantry, but only 6 units overall. Yeah. It is probably over. Especially since there's only 9 days remaining. And there's so few, and it's base light with 9 days remaining. Dawn. Now the fighter can't hit anything, but it's still, you know, an amazing blocker. Yeah, but the anti-airs are also very anti-infantry. Got 32k to spend. Spend it wisely. Double medium tank. Medium tank anti-air. Okay. I don't know. I guess the anti-air is fine. There might be more air units built. Not as much of a charge advantage game this time. Only 8,000. It's still quite a bit though. Wow, that is an attack. That's a I feel like resigning kind of an attack. Oh, it's covered by, oh, it's not covered by a Neo tank. If it was covered by a Neo tank, that would be a little too good. I guess this tile is covered by a tank. I guess the fighter could have gone here, and then this medium tank would be forced to strike from here, and then the Neo tank could hit it. It did miss the opportunity to build the coveted mega tank, that's true. Everyone's favorite. Oh, the infantry count's so mean. So hard to answer all these captures. The lab for dominance, too. Well, it's not really dominance. If you reach day limit, the lab actually matters. But only if you reach day limit. The medium tanks be marching. Medium tank anti-air. City does get stopped actually. Although, I mean, it gets stopped, but rather painfully. Ooh, potential captures. I don't know if this really gets... It might just get delayed a single turn. What? Ah, GG's. I was like, is there going to be some fancy timing move that carries if we go straight up this way? Hey, the fighter made it to the HQ. If only fighters could capture HQs. GG. That was a pretty wild game. Couple of Ice's army comp makes you happy. Medium tank anti-air. It's very anti-infantry, isn't it? G. Look at that. Now there's a bunch of games. Got Ghost. Go check out Ghost. Adder versus Grim. Ghosty. How we doing? Look at those unit counts. They're so low. What is this, day 14? Day 14, both players have less units than days. 11-8. Things are looking kind of rough. Adder's got one more city. Hey, Ghost. How you doing? Uh-oh. Ghost could definitely be doing a little better. Ooh, never mind. Ghost is doing great. 1 HP infantry hype. This is a really mean HQ capture. It's mean because Ghost had the opportunity to potentially save the comm tower with the 2 anti-airs, but now one of them has to hit this guy. "12 units to 8. Things be popping off over here. Yeah, at least Ghost gets the helicopter. Got the Grim mech. Oh, this is the 1 HP infantry that people write legends about. Aww. One health anti-air gets to get away with it. Well, oh, Adder's got another power. Oh. Oh. Well, that's painful. Probably fine, right? Yikes. No! The infantry got the kill. Didn't even have to use the adder power. Double repairs. You got this, Ghost. I saw that you put up a good fight against Eligatua. This game is going to rout. What does it balance? It might be 14k each side. Yeah, 14 aside. Is that right? It must be 14 aside, because Ghost captures this, everything's captured. Oh, I missed the airport, that's right. I'm not quite sure what the plan is for this capture, but I'm sure Ghost has one. Yeah, 14k tank, 14k. So tank every turn. So the copters then do start mattering quite a bit. Okay. Well, I guess the mech buy makes a lot of sense. Because Adder can like tank kill this, anti-air kill this copter, but then the mech gets to hit back. And if that happens, then this capture probably goes through. doesn't happen. Just interrupts the capture. Probably better. The infantry attack the artillery. Yeah, I wasn't really sold on the join cap move here. I think it was probably best to just fall back with the 9 health and the 1 health. You didn't realize the tank could one shot? The mech buy was just amazing. Almost one. It's almost a guaranteed one shot even without the power. So mean. I guess it's fine. It's not like this thing really wants to do anything other than kill off the last remaining infantry on that front. 2 tower adder is pretty spooky against Grim. And everyone knows the best matchup for Grim against tier 1 is Von Bolt. Because Grim with 1 tower. $46 to $51. $55. Grim with 1 tower gets the guaranteed 2 shots against Von Bolt. Did we ever complete Reboot Camp's hard campaign? I don't think I did. Ghost resigns. GG. Things were looking very dicey over here. Good missile buy. The Advance Wars 2 hard cam. You want to see that at some point? I could go back to finish it. I was getting a little unimpressed with the hard mode or hard campaign for Advance Wars 2 reboot. It seemed like they kind of gave up on shaking up the maps. Like early on, the maps are pretty different for the hard campaign. And then they just kind of stopped being. I imagine they just kind of ran out of time. An immortal truly master such power. GG. Let's see what happened in this game. The black hole maps are completely different. Okay. Why did it jump to day 3? Oh, day 3, here we go. I'm surprised we went for this corner capture. So in this situation, I might not even go for this city first. Because, like, look at how good it is to go here and then here. And then maybe here. And then maybe try and deny this or something. I guess the fear is you go here, they go here, you go for this capture, they try and interrupt you, but you're Grim, so I think if that happens, you just kill their infantry off. Isn't that right? They hit from the plains. Your backup infantry. You'll hit them. Otherwise, they have to hit from the road. No, maybe I guess you don't. Grim's just not quite there with the first strikes. If they hit from the road in order to not get hit by your... I mean, if you're backup infantry, which you might go for, hit them there, then they'd be really sad, because then you just capture, and then you smack there. If they don't go for the attack on you, they just go for this capture, so you have a backup route. If they hit from the road, then you can win the exchange. They probably knock you down to 5, and then you knock them down to 7, and then you end up knocking them down to 3. Or more likely what you do is you just move your infantry off to this spot, and then you have this infantry finish them off. That seems pretty good. I'm going to assume that's why neither player went straight down towards this like contested pretty city. Well, I think everyone wants to go for the city right away. It's like, sure, you're denying yourself these immediate income, but for them to stop you from taking this, they also have to deny themselves immediate income. So it's okay. You either get the incredibly contested city, or you both kind of go even on income. But yeah, once they have enough money to buy a tank, it no longer works, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they can reach you in a turn. And conversely, over here, you can also reach. So if this city gets captured, it's really hard to flip it. Ooh, and you both oh, you actually got this one. I'm surprised they let that through. So right here, things are looking pretty decent for Ghost. Oh, never mind. Wait. Oh, you didn't get the city. I thought you got it. If you got that city, then this would be looking really good. They're still looking kind of fine. Oh, we start attacking. Oh, we don't have the airport. Uh-oh. Okay, well, I thought things were looking pretty good. Not having the airport's a little rough. So this is not ideal. You don't like having all your units just kind of slammed up against the side. But I can understand why it's happening. To try and make sure you get your airport. Ghost has property lead now. I would love this attack to be happening just one turn later, so that you could build a copter for the immediate reinforcements. It's kind of awkward to attack right now. We have the anti-air over here. Going for this capture. I like this capture. I'm not really sold on this one, just because what's this infantry going to do other than interrupt you? Ooh, I didn't even see that. Yeah, well, if the copter can just hit you, then I don't like that capture either. This should be a lot better if there was copters involved. And here I think you're kind of forced to just fight, even though it really sucks. This is kind of the technique that Grim usually likes to use against others, such as what's it called? Like a gap wall or something? Gap walling? It's where you have because usually you have like your infantry walling right in front of the tanks, but Grim tends to like the infantry walling forward and the tanks just a little bit back, so that if the opponent breaks through the wall, they can't reach your tanks, but your tanks can easily reach anything that would attack the wall. Try and guarantee yourself more first strikes. Where's the copter? Here comes the anti-air. Anti-air's like, please don't hit me, tank. Probably fine. I'd be a little bit worried about like adder power, tank plus copter. It probably doesn't kill though. Oh no, that probably kills. Yeah, super kills. But maybe it's not worth it for adder to do that. No, yeah, you just kind of go like tank, infantry, tank plus copter kills anti-air. It's out of the range of this copter. There's kind of a little bit of copter dominance. It's so risky to... It's so tough playing Grim. Wow, this is not what I... Whoa. I'm not a huge fan of Adder's choice here. It's diving a little bit too hard onto these two units here. It gives 3 tank hits. Although it does also help secure this capture, which I was talking about how difficult it is to get. Adder does get the normal power here. Do we kill off the anti-air? We do. Yeah. If the anti-air doesn't get killed off there, then this is actually okay over here, just because the anti-air can go in, stop the capture, and then we get the triple tank hit. It's really pretty devastating. But I think after this turn, it's pretty much GG. Because this city falls. Why'd you hit the one on the missile platform? Yeah. Then we show up. Yeah, losing the anti-air was probably game ending. I think this fight over here had to wait 1 turn, and then it would have been a lot better. And then, yeah, the anti-air just being like a little bit out of range of the tank. It's tough, though, because you're trying to cover your units against the battlecopter. I understand. That'll be our last game to cover on the Chill stream. We'll be covering back to typical replays on Friday, I believe. Fingers crossed, unless a work thing comes up. A bunch of meetings and stuff as the end of the year, school year approaches. I hope everyone had fun and enjoyed our chill day. I leave you with an apple. Classic apple. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good night.
It's Go7, king of the penguins. Of all the penguins, he is king. It's Go7, king of the penguins. Being king of the penguins, that's his thing.